Cole, really? You didn't like that for a fucking pizza? No, Kenneth Cole, I wouldn't even call that out. I wouldn't have said Kenneth Cole, personally.
And right there again?
School pizza place pants on.
Yes, some of the producers on.
Messy.
Jordan shows it. Don't break it. Break it, you pay for it.
Yeah, it's a little banged up now.
The lights are white. Skins are skin.
The whole thing. I'm gonna get on your lip side. You can close. Almost.
And a couple this way.
And right down here.
And one more back this way. Is that your carriage right there?
No, it's
You can't stand right in front of me, man. You can't do that.
What about I'm with the picture?
Look, you can't stand in front of me.
And right down here. And Shahadi right down here.
And Shahadi, straight down the center one more time, right here. There you go.
And Shahadi right over here, please, at the end.
I'm working too. I'm gonna say you can't. No, you don't know where I am. I'm
Right over
here.
here, please.
I gotta get B-roll. There's a whole opening here that I'm here. There's an opening here. What do you think I'm doing here?
Hand in front of the drive.
And one more back this way, too. All the way on the end, right there, maybe?
And straight out. Right here. And right next to me. And just one more side. Right here, right here. And right here, right here. Yeah. And right over here, Shahadi, right here. Right down here. You get a hand on the hip? Yeah, that's great. Right here, like that. Hand on the hip. Beautiful. Awesome. Is it Noel or Callie? Yeah, right next to him.
That's right, you went together?
And wait, Crowley alone right here?
Let's get them together. No?
One more here, Crowley. There's one more right down front. And then right here, thank you, right next to him. Thank you.
And then ladies right next to him.
gentleman.
One more. Great, thanks, guys.
Ladies, one more here. Straight ahead. Take it. And right next to everybody. One more right down this path. Thank you. We're getting on that.
I'm shooting flat.
Yeah.
Last time we saw each other, we were marching. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like Jordan is like continuing like real social conversations away and then it's just like, what in the world we need to face this problem? Really? Okay. Oh, trust me, this season I'm coming. Every time I come up to you, trust me, we're good on track. It's just funny, have some family. Get out. 4 days now. Well, clearly you got it.
Straight out. Straight on. And one more back here. That's wild.
But after all that time, it was really relaxed and fun.
Everybody right here, right next to him. Gotta have a piece of this. Oh,
That's my favorite line ever. It's so appropriate though, like, right? If you think about it. Mon Capitan. Johnny?
Alright, so how's that gonna land with Shaq, Mary,
I hope I was too much
That's way worse.
called them memes. Yeah, they are basically I call them video memes.
Yeah, right next to him. Right next to him.
And right at the end, try to kiss one more. And one more. Can you get on the white, on the gray, or copper? And one more here. And just one more straight ahead. Thank you. all the way to the right. And repeat at the front this way. Right down here at the end. Repeat all the way to the right. Repeat it down. And just go at the front. Repeat it right down here like that. Repeat it down here.
Look to your left. Look down to your left.
Straight out. Repeat it. Right down here, Jordan, at the end, to the right. Jordan, down here. Jordan, right here. One more. And all the way at the end. All the way at the end. Jordan, look at Can we get Jordan out first? Jordan, right down here at the right. Oh, and together, straight ahead, go right here.
And gentlemen down the
And
center.
guys, all the way to the right, Jordan. And straight ahead.
And guys right here. Excellent.
Just one more, straight ahead. And right here, or just straight ahead. Can you bring it down here, guys? All the way to the end. Yes. The family. Go ahead. And then at the end, down here, all the way at the end, look at the end. To the end, Lupita. Right down here, right. Right down here, Winston at the end. Oh God, get to your right, don't go back down there. Stay over here with us.
And turn to your right.
How excited are you to see this movie with an audience tonight?
I'm very excited. It's exciting because watching it with South by Southwest was also very exciting, but watching with, I think, a bigger audience might be more exciting. You know, to see if they're jumping or gas.
How cool was it to work with Lupita?
Working with Lupita was really cool. You know, she was a very great actress, and she was like a role model to me. And watching Black Panther, her performance was awesome.
Thank you so much. Have a great time.
You too.
Do it.
Wow. So, key elements of a Jordan Peele film.
Key elements, I would say multi-dimensional. I would say redefining words that we think we know, and still being a fantastic just joyride.
What is it about his combining of horror and humor that makes it just so real?
Well, we've sometimes experienced horror and humor in ways that we can't control. They're involuntary at times, so they're sometimes different sides of the same coin. So to make one palatable, you usually use the other, you know?
How excited are you to see it with an audience?
I'm excited. I've seen it twice now with an audience, and it changes every time. So I'm excited to see what this audience brings into the room and projects onto that movie. Yeah, thank you.
Hello. Wow. So this is definitely a movie to see with an audience.
Yes.
How excited are you guys to premiere this movie tonight?
We are so excited. This is like an amazing movie. Obviously, it has an amazing message. So to be able to be a part of that is really special. Yeah, very excited. It's going to be fun.
You guys excited to be at MoMA for your premiere?
It's my first time here, so that's pretty fun.
That's great. Now, what would you say are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
I think the first thing is that it makes you think, and you leave the theater wanting to know more and wanting to see it again. And then also just that you're scared and that afterwards you have trouble sleeping.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I did have trouble sleeping.
Yeah, me too.
So Jordan also really uses both humor and horror to, grab us. Talk about how that's both real and also really frightening.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how he can have such a balance of horror and humor, but still have you scared in the funny parts and still, laughing in the scary parts. It's just, it's such a combination that's so masterfully put together that it just pulls the whole movie together.
Well, congratulations. You guys have a great time tonight.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
So this is definitely a film to see with an audience. Talk about how excited are you to be here tonight to premiere this film in New York?
Incredibly excited. It's always fun to watch it with a real audience. You know, this type of film is meant to be seen with an audience. You're going to laugh, you're going to be terrified, you're going to think, and you're going to walk away and you're not going to be able to stop talking about it.
So you talk about the humor and the horror, and that makes it very real and very frightening. Talk about Jordan's gift of really weaving those elements together.
I mean, it's his one really true big new gift to the world is that he can blend multiple genres in one film. I mean, this film is by far a horror film, but he can weave in elements of comedy and humor into a horror film so seamlessly that only he can handle that type of tone.
What are some of the other key elements to a Jordan Peele film?
Well, it really, his films really make you walk away from it and think about what the film means and means to the individual and means to us as a society, which is a rarity these days.
That's great. And talk about working with him. What is it like to work with Jordan?
It's a dream job, essentially. He's the most collaborative, open, fun guy to work with. You know, to have a director that is as open and collaborative, but also knows exactly what he wants is kind of the dream job for any producer.
Have a great time tonight.
Thank you so much.
Definitely had me scared. So.
Very cool. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Likewise. I've never met you before, no?
Nope.
It's
You
a
have
pleasure.
never met me before.
Except
Sure.
for just now,
Right
so
now.
we can't say
Yes.
that.
So this is a film you definitely want to see with an audience. Talk about
Oh,
being
my
able
gosh.
to be here tonight and
Yeah, well, just speaking of seeing this with an audience, you want me to hold the mic?
oh, I hold it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
I'm off camera.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, just speaking of seeing this movie with an audience, I saw it last week in Atlanta, and people were just talking to their neighbors to the left and the right with their theories and screaming back at the screen. And it's one of those movies that's definitely can be interactive if you allow it to, or you can go in and see it yourself if you dare. But it's definitely one that you want to get into the theater, see it with the audience, because it's really a conversation piece from the start to the finish, and even after you leave the theater. You know.
What are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Great music, sneaky comedy, and cultural significance.
How is it with his combining of humor and horror that it really heightens both the reality
Right.
and
Well,
fear?
I think he does a lot of smart things. One of the things is that he keeps you off balance. You know, when Jordan Peele walks into the room, and because of his comedic presence and his talents, people think comedy. They think comedy, and so when you leave for it, and he'll give you comedy, but then he'll give you the horror right underneath, and at the same time he'll give you the social commentary of it all, and then he'll give you something that's really cool too. You know, so he's a guy that's really in tune, but his work shows that he's a couple steps ahead, and I think that's really his talent, is that he stays ahead of the audience. Yeah.
That nails it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Julia, it's very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You were
Thank you so much.
fabulously scary, great, all of it.
Yay.
Just how excited are you to, see this with an audience? And I mean, it's really an audience film, and being here tonight to premiere it.
It was just like, seeing it at South by Southwest. It was great just seeing everybody's reactions because it was such a great audience. And I definitely, I picked up that they were picking up on every little detail, and I was so happy. And I definitely think that people are going to watch this movie over and over again until they can figure out, every little message that Jordan's hiding for us.
Totally. What are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Suspense, a great score, and a twist.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He also has a gift of just combining humor and horror in a way that is both like very real and very frightening.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, because I feel like if it's just a horror movie with just horror, you're going to expect everything that's coming. But I think that Winston Duke was really the comic relief in this movie, and he kind of, you really didn't expect when something was coming, and I thought that was really great. And just me being an audience member watching it was so fantastic.
And just talk about, working with Jordan. What was that like for you?
It was great because he's so professional, but he's so goofy on set. He always tries to lighten the mood, and he created such a great energy for us to work in, and for us to work together, and have all of this great chemistry on set. So it was awesome.
Take care. Have a wonderful time tonight.
Thank you so much. So nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Thank you.
So this is a film that you definitely want to see in an audience.
Oh, absolutely. I wrote my dad. I said, you got to go to a movie theater for once, Dad. You know what I mean? Get out of the house and go and be around people to see this. Don't wait for it to come to on demand,
How excited are you to be here in New York at this premiere and to be able to see it with an audience?
Well, it's crazy. I can't believe we're at the MoMA. I mean, it's an installation of high art here that it's, becoming up next to the Andy Warhols. But it's great. I mean, what can I say? It's, the Austin premiere was really fun. It was full of just crazy, excited people. So I hope this lives up to that,
What are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Well, I think he has something he wants to say about society, about the world as he sees it, and I think he, wants to entertain. So there's a nice combination of some heady, serious stuff, but a lot of humor and a lot of classic, thriller, horror sort of, tent poles. Is that right? No. Yeah, like the stuff you want to see in a horror movie. And he knows how to do that. It's not that easy, but he makes it seem easy.
What is it about his combining of humor and horror that just makes it so real and really frightening?
Well, I think nobody's really doing it, and he's just such a fan of the genre, but also of classic movies that I think he cares about it, and he puts that care into every step of the process.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Hello.
Hello.
You were fabulous.
Thank you.
So this is definitely an audience film. Talk about having a chance to see it in New York with an audience tonight.
I mean, this is my home, so this is a particularly special audience to see this film with. I feel the energy. People are really excited right now, and it's good to bring it home,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Layers, lots of visual, thematic goodies that he puts there, clues, for the discerning eye. Definitely repeat viewing, necessary in order to get it all in. And, a warped, mind-bending sense of horror, I suppose. Just like he really makes you think. And then, of course, he makes you laugh as he scares the hell out of you.
What is it about that combining of humor and horror that is just so real?
Well, I think, there's a very thin line between comedy and tragedy, and both horror and comedy elicit this involuntary response. So, and it's a little bit of like a release of tension. So in a Jordan Peele film, you're really tense because something bad is going to happen, you're anxious, and then something funny happens, and you release some tension, and then you get anxious about having released the tension because now you're not prepared for the scary bits, and then it's just like back and forth. So I think it creates kind of like a roller coaster experience that is unique and quite titillating.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cheers.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. Hi.
So this film is definitely a film to see with an audience.
Yes.
Talk about, just talk about being here and having a chance to premiere it and watch it.
Super exciting to be here. It's also especially contextually exciting to be at the Museum of Modern Art, especially because I think this film is transgressive as the best works of art are, wherein it's something, but it also suggests that it has a mercurial tendency. So it's a popcorn film, but it is also extremely cerebral and challenging and esoteric.
elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Key elements of a Jordan Peele film, I would say, is innovation, terror, mischief, and iconic imagery.
I like the mischief. That was great.
Mischief is key ingredient.
Now, he really does have a gift for combining horror with humor.
Definitely.
And makes it all the more real and scary.
Yes.
Just talk about that impact.
Sure. In this film especially, obviously in Get Out there's a lot of that as well, but in this film the release valve seems larger. And so I think the fluctuation between being on the edge of your seat and being super scared, and then literally LOLing, is it's highly calibrated. So, and Winston Duke does the lion's share of that, and as does Tim Heidecker, who's right behind me.
And talk about working with Jordan.
Working with Jordan is amazing. I've been Jordan's best friend for 25 years. So I've worked with him and spent a lot of time with him over a long period of time. And he is an incredible collaborator. He's hilarious and inventive in his thinking. And it's just a joy to have sat with him throughout the writing process to just be a sounding board, helping him build this movie. Thank you.
Did you go to Sarah Lawrence with him?
No, I went to high school with him.
You went to high school with him?
Yeah.
You guys are youngsters.
We were young, like now. And then I went to NYU and he went to Sarah Lawrence.
Okay.
But we were always on these parallel tracks because I'm a visual artist. He almost went to art school. I went to art school, and then we kind of paralleling, and then we.
So awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Totally.
Very nice.
Nice meeting you.
Good to meet you too.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Bye.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, you.
So this is a film that is really meant to be seen with an audience.
Yes.
How excited are you to premiere it tonight?
I'm very excited because you spend so much time planning how certain moments are going to play, whether they're a laugh or whether they're a scare. And the real test is when you see it with an audience and you get the confirmation that what you did paid off.
Now, you touch on the humor and the horror both.
Yes.
Talk about how Jordan combines those two elements in this genre and how it's both real and very frightening.
I think he does that so well because he knows that in our lives when we're stressed out, we all have a tendency to use humor, even in the most dire situations. And that's a very real thing. And he is able to bring that to a film experience, and we all, not only do we laugh but what the characters are saying, but it's the realization that even in a stressful situation, we have to find a little humor. It's what keeps us going.
What are the key elements of a Jordan Peele film?
Well, I think that is one. That humor inside just of a nightmare. That's the first thing. Another thing is in the music, he really loves to play with things in an unexpected way. You'll hear, for example, in the score, there are children's voices, and normally, which we think of as very sweet and loving. When you hear them, you know that they've got evil on their mind. There's a scene with a character in front of a mirror in this very romantic old Hollywood music. But the image on the screen is nothing like what you'd expect. And there's a lot of little things like that, just moments put all together that really create Jordan's extraordinary cinematic brand.
For you as a composer, what is thrilling for you in working with Jordan?
Well, there's two things. One is that he really knows music, and he knows its effect in film, and he knows what he wants. At the same time, he's an excellent collaborator, and he really he's really seeking inspirational ideas as well as a realization of his vision. So he's constantly challenging me to really help him push the edge, and that's exciting. And the other thing is, with his musical choices and wanting to twist things, he comes to me and says, hey, what if we did a scary take on this or a cheesy 80s take on this other thing? And that part's just really fun.
Thank you so much. Have
You're
a great
welcome.
time tonight.
Thank you.
Take care.